It's the morning after the day before, and Rangers obviously get beat by Motherwell. There is no script, like there always is on this channel. I'm literally shooting from the hip, talking about Rangers Football Club, and what is there to even talk about here? Well, let's get into Barry Ferguson and his post-match comments from the Motherwell game. And it's like, I remember I made a fid like 6 months ago. Barry Ferguson was on about the players, they were quiet at half time against Kelly, 1-0. And he's like, if I was there, this was back in October when we suffered another defeat. And he's like, I'd have been in there, I'd have turned the place upside down and things like that. Well, mate, you're not in there, and I don't know what Barry Ferguson's doing at half time, but I mean, we're 2-0 down at Ibrox half time. What's Barry Ferguson telling these players? Neil McCann, etc. Guys who were, especially like Neil McCann, his analysis of like our set pieces and defending and attacking the past couple of weeks, man, before he took the job, was like second to none. It was like, holy moly, Neil McCann's literally feud all these things, and then it's like it boils down to Barry Ferguson turning around saying the players aren't doing what we're telling them to do. Right, well, see if the players aren't doing what you're telling them to do, and they've not shown the right amount of passion, and they're not showing the right amount of whatever, then I'm sorry folks, what are they doing? Seriously? How can they still be in the job? Still refereeing in Scottish football. Refereeing in Scottish football. Either way, playing in Scottish football. If that's the case, playing for Glasgow Rangers. I mean, seriously, like, folks, what are we doing here? I don't care if it's for 1 minute, or if it's for a full half, or if it's for 90 minutes. If you've got players openly going against the manager's tactics, I think that's an absolute disgrace. And I'm seeing comments like, it wasn't the players when it was Phil. I've always said it's the players with Phil. Phil needed to go, right? He absolutely needed to go, undoubtedly needed to go. But the players have got a lot of fault here. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing a lot of people label it like the worst Rangers team in ever. I think it is. It's not the worst Rangers team in terms of transfer value or wage bill, right? But you see, in terms of an actual structure of a team, I think it is. It's a bunch of individuals out there that are trying, there's no attempt to even work as a team. There's nothing, man. There's absolutely nothing going on. And I don't know what's next. And, nothing's going to ever make me go, Barry, Neil, Alan, Billy, they all need to go. They shouldn't even see out March, because that would just be ridiculous, you know what I mean? But it's like, if you continue to pick, I mean, apart from who came in? Tav, Yilmaz came in for Tav, and Tav moved over to covering and Salah, right? That was the only change from Wednesday to Saturday. If you're talking about a team that is refusing to follow your tactics and, your assistant's tactics, and you continue to pick the same 11 or very similar, i.e. with a 10, the same formation, and the formation's got nothing to do, you're playing the same players, right? What are you doing? And you know what? See this, wrap the players in bubble wrap, which, Clement did it a lot, unless they were young players. See obviously at the 11, right, there's better players than others. We know that for a fact. Robin Proper, he's horrific. Like Diamonde was probably the best player on Saturday. See Barry, Neil McCann, etc. I want them coming out and naming the players. Naming fucking shame. Who's the players that's not following the tactics? Who's the players that aren't up to scratch? Even though we can kind of see it with our eyes, who's not following whatever. But it's like, if you continue to pick players that aren't following the tactics, then we're never going to get anywhere. You know what I mean? And then I'll be like, but this is a tough European game coming up against Fenerbahce, 2 legs. We can't throw the youngsters in because this team's done it before in Europe this season. It's pathetic excuses, man. And honestly, see, big if, right? But we know what this team's like. We could beat Fenerbahce on Thursday. We could draw and then put them in at Ibrox. And I think that would actually piss me off to a point. I'd be like, so hold on. You play absolutely horrific, right? You play absolutely horrific domestically, but once the flashy lights of the Europa League come on, that's when you put effort in, that's when you put a bit, that's when you try. That doesn't sit right with me, and I think the youngsters have got to go through. I mean, honestly, I didn't understand the subs as well. Don't understand taking Igamani out. We need to sort Igamani out. You know, we need to play him up front. And you know what? I mean, I'm seeing arguments for other fans saying, well, no, but they're saying things like, oh, well, even if you're being asked to play at a position, you've still got to step up to task and put effort in. I don't think you can fault Igamani's effort, but you're asking a kid, right? And people are like, oh, he's not a kid, he's 22. I get that, right? I mean, but he's in a late stage of development. We've seen it with quite a lot of players where, you know, it's like Bassey came up here, he wasn't 16, 17. He was, you know, into his 20s, and he'd never played professional football. Some players are like that. They don't peak till late, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we're asking a guy who's played up front for us to now switch to into the number 10 role. And it's like, we signed Barami for that. We signed, well, I mean, Hadji's there to do that. You could play Finlay Curtis on the left. I mean, and Dessers is scoring goals, but it's like, I just don't see the point of facilitating Dessers for Igamani. Dessers is probably going to be away in the summer. And I just don't see us ever win the league title with Dessers. Dessers' goals are all good, man. I want a striker to score goals, but he never scores crucial goals. You know what I mean? Never. Zars always folds on the biggest occasion, man. He just goes through purple patches. Nothing's going to change. Nothing is ever going to change. You know what I mean? He scores the hard ones and he misses the easy ones. Raskin and Diamonde doesn't work, right? Just does not work. Connor Barron has been completely frozen out. And yeah, are Raskin and Diamonde better than Connor Barron? Yeah. Don't think anyone would argue that they're not. But I think we need to work out a formation that's different. You know, they've literally come in and played the exact same formation with these. I just don't know. Yefty, he's shite. See the 10, 20 million for Chelsea? That's not going to happen. But if it was going to happen, I would want to accept it right now. So, I mean, yeah, I can rant and rave here all day, but Nansala's been banished for the 18. Why is he getting banished for the 18? There's about 18 other players ahead of him that probably should be deserving to get banished, you know, senior pros. You know, Robin Proper, everyone bigging him up in the summer. I was like, let's see him play first. As soon as he played, he was shite. I mean, maybe there was a reason we didn't pick him, why he was doing his IKEA furniture, man, because he's shite. But, yeah, I mean, I would like drastic changes to the 11 against Fenerbahce. But look, the reality is, our next 3 games are 2 against Fenerbahce, and then away to Celtic. I just don't see, I mean, if there was ever going to be games, right, where you drastically change the 11, it should have been a reaction to that Kelly game. But people argue, but that 11 came back and we won 4-2. See Bailey Rice, even, I mean, he's proved that he can be alright at Old Trafford, so why can't he start against Fenerbahce and Celtic and things like that? But I don't know, you may as well try new stuff, man. Because if the experienced players can't even beat Motherwell St Mirren at Queen's Park at home, and then what about Rafael Fernandez? That guy was signed on loan. Is he no good enough? I mean, I just pray that Balogun and Suter are both fit going into the game on Thursday. Because see, if we're going in with Robin Proper, man, I'm not going to be a fucking happy duck. Fucking tell you that much. We suck, we're shite, and I've nothing really else to say on it. Honestly, it's rock bottom. And I'll leave you with this chilling message as the traffic and the roadworks happen. What if the 49ers pull out? What if they pull out? I hope they go balls deep, to be honest, anyway. Peace.